What's up, everybody? Welcome to the So On Time podcast. I'm your co-host, Deja.
And I'm your other co-host, Dre.
We're growing in our relationship with Christ, and we would love for you to be a part of our village and grow with us.
This walk with Christ is not easy, so we're here to educate and encourage along the way.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we pray that this message is so on time.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Hello, welcome to the So On Time podcast. My name is Dre, and this is your co-host,
Deja.
And this will be episode
8.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Are you positive?
Let me get situated. I am positive.
Okay, so this will be episode 8 of the
I'm
So
not
On
negative.
Time podcast. And hope you guys are having a really good day. How are you doing today?
I am slap happy.
Slap
Have
happy.
I not been slap happy? Like, I can't say all day, but since you've been here, because that's when you saw me.
I feel like it's a regular energy that you're giving.
Like the noise this is making. Okay. All right, there we go.
You probably should stop moving so it stop making noise.
Mm-mm.
Then it's probably going to make noise.
Yep.
Chair a little raggedy.
Don't do my chair.
I'm not trying to.
How are you today, Dre? What's good with you? How are you feeling? You got your tooth or your teeth pulled?
Yes, I've gotten my teeth pulled and they are healing. My day has been a little ups and downs, but maybe there's going to be a moment that's going to turn it all around.
Dang, it hasn't turned around yet?
I just wanted to rhyme.
Oh, I was going to say, like, dang, we've been laughing. Well, I have, but.
I've been laughing. But yeah, my day's been all right. Said a nice little prayer this morning. Then I had an answering wake-up call to go along with that, so it kind of made me happy. And then my alarm is irritating.
Hold on. You had what? It just clicked what you said.
I had a nice little wake-up call that answered it.
Noise. It was noise.
Yeah, and then also my alarm be irritating my stepmom, and I had left the house early. But I left my phone, so I had to go back.
Dre. No. No. Tell them about the wake-up call and tell them what was said in the wake-up call. Tell them what time you got this wake-up call.
No.
No.
So then I had to go back. And when I went back, my alarm was going off. So I was like, oh, look at that. I don't have to get an angry text message talking about I had to turn my alarm off, because me leaving my phone, deciding to leave early and coming back, made me right on time for my alarm. Look at that. So I turned my alarm off, grabbed my phone, walked outside, feeling all happy and joyous. Like, wow, this is great. And then my car didn't start. I was like, that makes sense. I already knew I needed an oil change, but I thought I was going to be able to get to work. Nope. So I had to Uber to work, and then I Ubered here. So that's how my day's going. And then, some things kind of happened throughout the day, made me start thinking. So I had a little ups and downs, but my coworker is pretty nice. I like working with him when I do work with him. So I would say the day has been all right, really good.
Dang, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know all of that.
But yeah, that's my day. For today, we're talking about relationships. And particularly the college con.
Wait, hold on. Before we get into this, I just want to say this really quickly, because this was brought to my attention by our good friend. We never explained how we got the name So On Time. Like, we've talked about starting the podcast, why we started it, what led to it, but we've never talked about the actual name. So you want to touch on that real quick? Like, I could tell the story, because it actually involves a car. Okay. So this is how we got the name for the podcast, So On Time. So my dad, I had already dropped my car off at the dealership. Hi, Dad. He's going to listen to this for sure. But I had already dropped my car off at the dealership. My dad was taking me to pick my car up. And we passed this car wash, and I was telling him, like, man, I actually really need to wash my car. It's so dirty. I haven't washed it in months, because every time I would go to the car wash, I would almost get into a car accident. So you know how, like, they put the car on the belt and they just send the car through? They kept sending cars through, and they weren't paying attention. And like my car, so as soon as you get out, they leave your car right there so they can dry it off. Well, my car is parked. They're sending cars through. So it's like this, backup or whatever. It's just one line. Yeah, you feel me? You know what I'm talking about? So I was like, I'm not going to a car wash. I went with another friend to a different car wash, like in the city. Yep. Same thing happened. That was my first time going to that car wash. I called myself going to that one so I wouldn't have the same problems. So I was like, bet, I'm done. I'm not going to a car wash anymore. But I knew I needed my car clean. So was telling my dad that story.
Of course you need your car clean.
He said what?
I said, of course you need your car clean.
Yeah. So we get to the dealership and I'm waiting. My dad has left. I'm waiting for the guy to, give me my keys or whatever. So he's like, yeah, I'm just about to run out, grab the car. I'll be right back. I'm like, all right, bet. So like 10 minutes passed, 20 minutes passed. Like it was a minute. I'm like, what is taking this man so long if all he's doing is like picking up my car and like bringing me the keys? So he comes back and I'm walking out towards the car and I see my car is wet. And he was like, oh, sorry I took so long. Like we ran your car through the wash. And I don't know if this is normal for dealerships because I don't usually take my car to the dealership to get it fixed. I go to another, like auto mechanic or whatever. But I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I was just very appreciative. Like I was just super happy.
Right.
Get in the car. I'm wiping my car off before I drive off, like the inside. And I'm just like, thank you, God. Like that was so nice. Like I was just telling my dad I needed my car wash. Like, man, this was so on time. And it was like, it clicked in that moment, like, that's the name of the podcast. It was immediately when I said it, I knew, like, that was the name. Because we had actually prayed, like, if we were fasting prior to that, trying to figure out what the name was going to be and just, trying to get everything in order. And I was like, whatever, the Lord is going to give me the name at some point or give us the name at some point. I wasn't trying to, like, force anything. And actually, I had a list of a bunch of names, but none of them just seemed right. Like, I remember us sending each other names and stuff.
Yep.
And so when I said that, like, man, this is so on time, it clicked. And I was like, that's the name of the podcast because that's what we want for people. Like, we want to share our journey and what we're going through. And as we say in the intro, we pray that this message is so on time. We pray that when you guys hear it, you are able to resonate with it. Maybe like, man, I was just thinking this earlier this week, or, I was just going through that. Yep. Kind of like what you said on episode 5, was that when you were saying like, oh, I was at church and all these people kept confirming what I was talking to, God about or to my friends about in private. So that's how we got the name, So On Time. But even more because we obviously spell it different. We spell it SOW, or like sometimes the people comment on our stuff, we'll even spell SOW instead of like the regular spelling that's intentional. But just we're praying that in us doing this podcast that we're sowing good seeds, we're glorifying God, but at the same time, like we're ministering to people and just doing good in the world. So, the Bible says that you're going to reap a harvest, everything that you sow. Yes. But yes, that's where that's how we got the name So On Time. So that's it. I'm done. So, with that being said, let's segue. Let's segue.
That's probably going to get cut too.
Yes. So let's segue. Let's segue into our tone going to completely change. Let's segue into the actual topic for the day, which, as Dre mentioned, is revolving around relationships. In this case, for us, our friendship. And we want to talk about how we met, like how we got to this point and just some things that we've gone through in our friendship. Yeah,
so we met in college and I think it's called Bobby Mania.
Yep, Bobby Mania. It's the icebreaker before school starts, the day before school starts, like classes start. Yeah,
it was just kind of random out the blue. I was standing next to my teammates and I was just in my own world like I usually am. And Deja wound up walking up with a few of her teammates, and she said, "What's up?" Said, "What it do?" And
what it do, baby? That's exactly verbatim what he said.
And we just got to talking.
Wait, okay, so we didn't explain that, like how I even came up to talk to you.
Like I said, you came up with your teammates.
Can we throw that part in there? Okay, so y'all. So what had happened was, so that's his perspective, which is true. None of that is a lie. But I saw him, like he said, standing by himself. And I'm like, this dude is tall. Like, and why is he just by himself? He just literally looked like he needed a friend. Like, I ain't even trying to be funny, but He was just by himself. And I was like, I want to go talk to him, but then I got scared, y'all. I chickened out. So I asked one of my older teammates, because she was cool with like all the basketball players. I was like, hey, you know him? Like, and that's another thing. I had never seen you. Like, at this point, we had been on campus for like 2 weeks. Well, we had. Y'all probably, y'all was born there. Y'all was there year round.
I graduated high school and was there the next day.
You lying.
No, seriously.
I did not know that. So, anywho, so yeah, at this point, I had already seen all the fall sports. And I mean, obviously you're not a fall sport, but I saw the basketball team and I had never seen him before. And as tall as he was, I knew he had to be on the team. So she was like, yeah, I don't know him, but let's go talk to him. But I was scared. Mm-hmm. I was scared. Mm-hmm. So then I grabbed another teammate, and hi, teammate, if you're listening. So I grabbed this other teammate and I was like, hey, come with me to go talk to this boy. I don't know him, but I want to go talk to him. And so, yep. All right, take it away.
Yep. And like I was saying in the beginning, just exchange greetings, and then got into the question about where we was from. And off the greeting, I knew something was different about these two. Come like their vibe is reminding me of my vibe. So I'm like, I folded my arms. I put my phone in my pocket, folded my arms, like, where y'all from? And evidently enough, they both say Detroit. And I'm like, there's no way both of y'all from Detroit. And they're like, why? And I said, I'm from Detroit.
He's like, oh, I'm like, well, or he was like, where are you from? Like, Detroit. Like, me too. Then we started getting into like the specifics. And it's like, we found out, you want to tell that part? You want me to?
You can, go ahead.
Yeah, so we got into the specifics, like, okay. I'm like, okay, you're actually from the city. I'm from the town. He's like, but you know, my family, I used to live out there. I'm like, where? He tells me the street. Literally, y'all, the street is like 3 or 4 streets over. Mm-hmm. Like, we could have walked, you know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't walking distance. And I'm like, bro, you're lying. He's like, okay, well, what high school did you go to? Tell him the high school I used to go to. And he was like, are you serious? Like, I used to go up there all the time. Like, I used to play in the basketball league or summer league or whatever. He was like, I used to compete up there. And I'm like, I used to work the tournaments. Like, what are you talking? I used to work summer league. How have we never seen each other? And you're right around the corner from me. Right. And we hooped, like, my very first basketball game. You played there. Mm-hmm. We ain't gonna talk about my very first basketball game. That's another story. For another day, y'all.
Shiny.
Don't. You're not gonna be able to finish this podcast. We're not gonna make it. All right, let's just talk about it. We're gonna make it quick. Long story short, y'all. My very first basketball game, I convinced my mom to let me wear some black leather pants. I was a young bull.
And the pigtails.
We should put the picture. We're going to put the picture up on Instagram.
Yep.
Y'all got to follow. If you don't follow us on social media, please do, because I'm going to find the picture. But yeah, so we found out that like we could have bumped heads easily.
Probably did, and just really wasn't.
Just like, never saw each other. And literally, y'all, from that literally from that moment on, we were inseparable. Mm-hmm. We just, I think, asked each other like a series of questions like, bro, what? So then they had like fireworks at this thing. And then afterwards, we go back to our suite, like our dorm. It was like this big, whatever. We go back to our suite and he comes back and then he has some of his other teammates come over. But yeah, so then Dre comes over. We're all talking and it's getting late. And it's like, I don't know how to tell Dre, like, all right, you need to leave. I'm tired. Everybody starts going to sleep. Like, everybody starts leaving. And then it's just me and Dre. And I'm like, bro, we got class tomorrow. But I don't know how to be like, Dre,
I did not have class tomorrow.
Exactly. So hence the reason why he did not care.
I had a beautiful schedule.
He did not care. So Dre ends up falling asleep on the couch. Nobody cares.
And then I was awakened to her roommates just staring.
They was just standing over you?
They were just standing over me. I'm like, bro, did I fall? I had to fall asleep. What is going on? They're just like, hi, hey, what's up? I'm like, y'all didn't want to wake me up? It was like, no, you look so peaceful. I'm like.
So at that moment, Dre became the man of the house, y'all. Dre would come over. Nobody would care. Like, no one would care. Dre was just, all right, Dre's here.
I was solidified as he's just
he's just
extra
Dre.
roommate.
It's just Dre.
Like, hey, bro, you can go ahead and bring some clothes over, your toothbrush, whatever you need to. Hey, we can get a desk so you can do your homework. The living area then became, this is Dre's space.
Pretty much. And he was over there every day. If you saw Deja, you saw Dre. If you saw Dre, you saw Deja.
Funny thing about it is, she went to 6 a.m. lifts, saw me on the couch, and did nothing.
I don't know that I had 6 a.m. lift the first day of school.
So what was your first class? Because I woke up and you wasn't there.
Come on, man.
Obviously, she doesn't remember. But
so we met that day. The next day after class, I asked him to meet with me in the caf. Mm-hmm. And then we knew in that moment, like, we had a friend for life. We were dying laughing. That's when I told him the story about me wearing the leather pants at my first basketball game.
Yep.
And
that calf created a lifelong friendship.
Yeah, no, for real. After we had that conversation, it was like, all right, yeah, we locked in. We did some of the craziest stuff together, y'all. We found a random hill one day and just rode down the hill one night. We went around, we dressed up one day and was going around acting like we was robbing people on campus.
We was ditching people.
We pranked one of my teammates and told her we got locked up, or I got locked up. Mm-hmm. And she was not happy about that. Oh, wait, remember? Oh, we did Gatorade Pong together. Oh, y'all. We would take our mattresses in the winter and we would go.
Very dangerous, by the way.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, we would go sledding with our mattresses. Like, what's the material? I don't know what the material is, but it was perfect for sledding. Huh? Silk? No, I wasn't silk. I don't know what the material was, but it wasn't like a cotton mattress.
Rub the bed, it made that noise. Like, I know y'all know the bed.
Yeah,
it's all in college right now.
You probably
those twin beds.
Yeah,
those twin beds.
So we would take the beds and we would go sledding. I'm trying to think, what's some other stuff? Oh, we told y'all how we dyed his hair.
We there was this off-site campus that had like beautiful milkshakes and wings, and we went over there just rummaging through. Actually found a dance team, turned the lights on them, they got scared.
That was so funny.
Yeah, found the old school found the old pool area in that building too. So
Dre looked out for me, y'all. So freshman year, my teammates, like, we pick our meal plan. We had it was like 3 of them, right? I get the middle meal plan, and my teammates are like, Deja, I'm telling them, I'm like, y'all, I don't think this middle meal plan is gonna be enough. I think I really need the highest. They're like, nah, like, you're gonna have enough money at the end of the year where you're gonna be able to give money out and blah blah blah. So I'm like, all right, bet. When they tell me that, I'm like, I'm about to go crazy. So the place he's talking about where we would go and get milkshakes, it was higher. It was like a higher ticket place, right, on campus.
The milkshakes was like
milkshakes were expensive. We would get wings, fries. Then our teammates would ask for some, and we would go and we would bring them back some. Long story short, y'all, I ran out of my meal plan money maybe a month. No more than a month and a half into the semester. I completely was out of money. And Dre looked out for me because, they're blessed. The basketball team was blessed.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Unlimited, and meaning if you run out of the unlimited, we just gonna unlimited it.
They gonna load the meal plan up. So he was paying for all my meals. God bless you. God bless you, man. But
also in that, became the coffee runner for this week.
Oh, you did? You used to go get us a caramel frap. I used to ask for the caramel frap.
Chai tea lattes. Mm-hmm. Vanilla lattes, vanilla tea.
What else did we do? Because we had a bunch of memories, y'all. And here's the funny part.
Freshman year, we were together 24/7.
But then sophomore year happened, y'all. Sophomore year did it. And I don't like telling this part.
Go ahead and tell it.
I don't want to.
So sophomore
All right, year, y'all. See y'all next episode. Bye.
So sophomore year, we wound up stopped being friends. Deja wound up getting in a relationship, and a very serious one. So she had a boyfriend, and boyfriend didn't like our interactions. So it was me or him. That was the ultimatum that Deja was given, and she chose her boyfriend at the time. So we had to stop talking, stop being friends, stop being around each other, and I guess in his terms, just drop Buddy altogether. Like, I don't want him around. So we just agreed to, just occasionally be like, yep, like acknowledge if we happen to actually cross eyes. Just acknowledge each other. Yeah, that's how sophomore year went.
That's your perspective of everything?
Go ahead, tell your side.
Okay, my side was...
From the beginning.
So in the beginning, first, this relationship, I just want to, not that it necessarily makes it any better, but I have to throw this out here because I don't want y'all to think that like, oh, I had this great friendship with Dre and then this dude just randomly came along and I was like, all right, peace out, Dre. No, I got back with an ex that I was with well before I met Dre. And so when I met Dre and he and I got close, me and this individual, we were not in any type of communication or, they were not in the picture at all. So of course it's like, yeah, I can get cool with Dre. But then when they came back, that person did not necessarily feel comfortable with me and Dre's friendship. And let me, hold myself accountable. I aided in that. Like I kind of, fueled that fire, I guess you could say, for him to not like you. Jay, you all right, man?
Yes.
You a little tight. You feel me? A little tight over there. All right, but yeah, so I aided in that. So it got to a point where we didn't necessarily have boundaries in our friendship because we didn't have to. When we first became friends, he could come over at any time. I could go over there at any time, and there were no problems. And I wasn't mature enough in the relationship or friendship to say like, okay, now that I am in a relationship, I can keep you around, but I need to put boundaries in the way that we interact because, I have to prioritize my relationship. And had I done that, we probably still could have been friends. Yeah. So I get back with this individual and Dre also, as I said, I feel the fire. You did some stuff. Mm-hmm. Or you let some stuff happen. We're not gonna get into details, y'all. So we get to sophomore year and I have to tell Dre like, hey, we can't be friends anymore. Do you remember how that last conversation went? Because I don't remember. You remember it? And I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
It's all good.
Don't look so sad.
It's all good. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
You got your head hanging. Yeah, we here now.
Yeah.
We here.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Don't last. Tough people do.
That's a quotable.
Yes. So I told Dre basically the ultimatum I was given, right? And his response was, whatever makes you happy. And I personally wanted him to be like, what about our friendship? Blah, blah, blah. I wanted him to like, speak up, say something. And he didn't. And I also didn't express that I really wanted to still be friends, probably as much as I could have.
I brought that point up a lot during the conversation. Like, okay, but is he gonna make you happy?
I didn't want to hear that though. I wanted to hear, Deja, really, after all we've been through, you just gonna choose this person. I wanted you to be like,
I don't know how anybody is going to walk into a situation where I was already prepped for this.
Yeah. It wasn't random.
It wasn't random.
We had little conversations.
And I don't know how anybody's going to walk into a conversation with your best friend, essentially.
This makes my heart hurt.
And it's like, hey, we can't be friends no more. And it's like, oh, why? And then to sit down and hear like, oh, I'm getting a boyfriend, so we can't be friends. And like.
That ain't how that, when I'm getting a boyfriend. I got a man. And my men don't like you. Y'all, this is my dog. This is my dog, for real.
All in all, was just like, I got to choose between two people. And to me, it's like, this ain't no tug of war. It's just, I'm your dog.
It hurt my feelings.
To me, it's not like, oh, I didn't give effort or like I didn't prove that I cared about the relationship. I just felt like the proof was in the results. We spent every day together.
So as Dre said, we stopped talking and then we had this conversation as, hey, this is why we can't be friends. Here's how I'm going to interact with you moving forward. Like, you blocked on everything. I'm done talking to you. This gonna hurt me more than it hurt you. You told a snap.
Yeah. I made a respectable phone call via my iPad, via an app, to your calls. Do you want to explain that phone call? Yes.
You called me?
Yes.
I don't remember you calling me. I remember you Snapchatting me.
Yes.
And me being like, how is he Snapchatting me? Because I had blocked him. So I was so confused.
Didn't we talk through Snap or no?
I was asleep. I woke up the next day. So you probably did call me through Snap.
Yes.
Oh, you missed me.
Yes.
I missed you too. I so wanted to be his friend again, y'all. That was like the hardest thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, I made a decision and I look back, and for a while, I really like that was. I don't really have anything in my life that I'm like, man, I regret. But I felt like, dang, I really regret not being his friend and making that decision. Hindsight is always 2020. Yeah, I got some regrets for sure. In the moment, I thought I was making the right decision. I've obviously matured a lot more since then, and I understand that I just could have handled that situation way more better. So I'm not going to put the blame on anybody else. You, the individual, like, it was me. I was the one in the middle. I was a young bull. I ain't know what I was doing. Now I know. But yeah, it was bad.
Anyway, to go ahead and speed run through this, Deja wound up getting out of her relationship with her. I ain't got a boyfriend, I got a man. But at that time, I was in a relationship. And Deja wasn't going home for the talent show.
So, yes, we broke up. And then I reached out to you. And he responded. And I was really shocked. And I had the mindset of, oh, I'm about to get my friend back. Like, we about to be how we used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had this mindset, like, I don't know. What's a dynamic duo? Like, two people. Bonnie and Clyde.
Jeff Hardy and
Mario and Luigi. Who?
Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Kane and Undertaker.
Kane and
Mario
Undertaker.
and Luigi. Kid and Play.
Yin Yang Twins.
Yin Yang Twins.
I don't know what. Yeah. All right, but no, look. So yeah, I'm thinking like I'm about to get my friend back. We're about to go back to what it used to be. And I hit him up like, can I come over? And he was like, yeah, like, you know, pull up. We living on campus together. Y'all, I get over there. He has a whole girlfriend in the room. It was like, I had no clue that this man had gotten back with his ex.
Yes. I got
clue.
I got back with my ex.
And here's the thing. I pulled up thinking I'm about to be able to have a conversation with him. But now I'm not about to to kind of explain like what happened with me and my ex and like blah, blah, blah. But then I get there and you in a room with somebody. Of course, now I'm not about to talk. So I sat there and it was just very like blah.
I'm super energetic. Like, hey, bro, like what's been going on? Like, yo, this is lit. And
he happy.
I'm happy. And when I tell you that it wasn't even the face. It was the atmosphere. It
was a slap in the face. It was like, bro, what? I get out of a relationship thinking, I felt like loving basketball. Not that we were like dating or whatever, but remember when Monica found out that like she went to go see, I don't remember what was my man's name in the movie. I don't know. At the end of the day, Monica went to go see my man's in the hospital and Tyra Banks was there and he was about to get engaged and she's like, bro, what? Like, that's how I felt. Because I had no clue you were in a relationship. I'm thinking things just about to be how it used to be. We about to be rolling down the hill in a second. Yeah. No, absolutely not. And so in that moment, you were happy because you know, like, oh no, me and Dave's about to be cool again. In my mind, I'm like, he got a girlfriend. Of course we not. The same thing that we just went through, we about to go through again because now he in a relationship.
Which is what happened.
So yeah, I get to his room. So that's the thing. It was like a double whammy. So not only do I get to your room and you have a girlfriend, I get there and you're telling me I'm about to leave. Because at that point, I didn't know you were leaving. Basically, it was just like a double whammy. Seeing that, you know, I walked into bad news that turned into terrible news. Like the bad news was the girlfriend. Like, I can deal with that, kind of. But then you leave and it's like,
there's no reason.
I'm way too late. Yeah. I'm too late. We're never gonna have our friendship back. But overall, what Deja learned, let's end it with that.
What I learned from this situation is be honest from the get-go and trust yourself. Trust your intuition. There was a very fun year.
I'm sorry.
Ended very quickly, and
I'm sorry.
Could have been could have blossomed into a lot more. So yeah, just sit down and really just be honest with the people that you say that, like, your family, that's your best friend. Like, be your best friend then, because like if you're gonna be honest with yourself, that's your extension. That's what best friends are. They're an extension of you. So be honest with them. Don't hold nothing back. Don't hold no secrets. Just go ahead and just tell them what it is. And if they really your dog, they're gonna stay next to you. That's my lesson learned.
My lesson learned is to not provoke people, because in me provoking and adding fuel to the fire, that obviously led to us not being friends. As you mentioned, I agree with the whole communication thing, because, as I said earlier, I was looking for you to be like, no, what about our friendship, and for us to have a conversation. So when you didn't, quote unquote, fight for the friendship, I was like, okay, he don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I could easily walk away from this. And as you mentioned, the whole intuition thing, I knew something wasn't right when we walked past each other. And it's like, I was so stuck on, I said, I'm not talking to this person, so I'm going to stick to my word and I talk to this person, instead of acknowledging something is off. There's no way this guy should be walking past me, at this time. Because, like, as you mentioned, had we had a conversation, I don't think you would have left. Mm-mm. Even if we weren't friends, mm-mm. I think you respected me enough, and I respected you enough, that we could have talked about it, and maybe that could have made us, brought us closer or whatever. We could have been friends again after that. But
also, the sidebar that is just like, why would one conversation stop you? The conversation I was having was, do what you think is best, and I thought that was best. But
you talking about you quitting the basketball team?
The things I got back in conversation with other people was, do what you think is best. But I would have had somebody who I believe an extension for myself, who would have got down in that mud, and we probably would have squabbled.
Yeah, like I would have jumped on you like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
So.
No, I believe you. I believe it.
But yeah, so that's what I learned, is just for me to, like you said, for me to be honest and communicate about my thoughts and my feelings. And at the end of the day, I just really wasn't mature enough for it.
Same.
Like hindsight is always 20/20, and granted, me giving, people could hear that and be like, wow, somebody gave you an ultimatum. But it's like, that this person that gave me an ultimatum, they were kind of justified in a decision that they made, because I was making the situation worse. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't provoke. I would be honest and communicate. I would trust my intuition, and I wouldn't wait for somebody else to initiate a conversation, that, well, if they just said this, then I would have did this and changed my mind. It's like, no, you're a grown woman. You stand on what you believe in. I shouldn't have waited for you to be like, I really want our friendship. I really wanted the friendship, right? So that should have been enough for me to fight for the friendship. I shouldn't have waited for you to do it. Mm-hmm. So lesson learned, y'all. Figure it out.
All in all, thank you guys for watching episode
8.
Episode 8. So if you guys can go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share with other people, interact with us. We like interacting with y'all. And again, we appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.